Feldman here, lung cancer patient and advocate. I want to take a minute and talk about the ADAURA trial, the phase 3 trial using osimertinib as adjuvant therapy in stage 1B through 3A EGFR mutant lung cancer patients after having a complete resection. The primary endpoint of the trial was disease-free survival, and the data was undoubtedly very impressive. In the overall population, 89% of patients were disease-free in the osimertinib group at 2 years, compared to 53% in the placebo group, with a hazard ratio of 0.21. And because there was statistically significant and clinically meaningful improvement in the disease-free survival in the osimertinib group, the study was unblinded early. It was also granted breakthrough treatment designation just last week. And the trial says it will continue to assess the secondary endpoint of overall survival, although there are many who aren't sure whether that is truly feasible. The ADAURA results are very exciting for those in the lung cancer community because there have been so many advancements in lung cancer treatment over the past decade, but really there has been very few in the early stage space, particularly in lowering the high risk of recurrence for patients with early stage lung cancer. So there's about 30% of people diagnosed with lung cancer at an early stage when surgery is possible and there is curative intent. But about 50% of stage 1 and close to 75% of stage 3 patients experience recurrence within 5 years. So the results from the ADAURA trial are very promising, and they provide the hope that clinicians can finally offer to this subset of their patients. But because the trial ended early, there are some important questions that will remain unanswered, such as whether or not osimertinib is truly curing patients or just prolonging recurrence. There are also concerns about access and affordability and getting biomarker testing done for early stage lung cancer when 40% of people diagnosed with advanced stage lung cancer still aren't getting tested. So without the hard data, it is absolutely critical for clinicians to take the data that we have now and apply it in the context of each patient. And that starts with a conversation, with getting to know each patient, understanding their goals of care, understanding their preferences and what is important and meaningful to them in their lives. And it's important to note that while toxicity profile in osimertinib is better than the first and second generation TKIs, it doesn't come without cost. Literally, but in this case, figuratively. Tolerable is relative to each patient. The small percent of patients who participate in clinical trials isn't a complete representation of our community, of real-world patients who have brain mets, prior cancers, and poor performance status. So side effects cannot be minimized. That is part of what makes not having all the data and questions answered from ADAURA hard, because in order to truly justify using osimertinib in people who very well could be cured, the benefit should come with acceptable side effects at the very least. Regardless, there's no denying the overwhelming efficacy of osimertinib in the adjuvant setting for early stage EGFR mutant lung cancer. This is practice changing. It will be life changing and hopefully life saving for many patients and their families. And I'm sure we will see a paradigm shift with other targeted therapies moving into early stage disease as well. Thank you.